Hey guys, it's Colton here. Today we're going to be looking at Brothers 4 through 6. Of course, we were talking about the Bon Presto Osomatsu gift collection figures. And here they are, Ichimatsu, Jyushimatsu in the alternate paint, and then Todomatsu, the sixth brother. These guys are already open, so I can just pull them off the side of the screen, show you them. There's not going to be any unboxing in this video. Besides that, we don't have to go through the whole preamble that I explained in the first part, you know. Pretty basic Crane King figures. These are just gonna be like the last ones that we looked at, same scale and everything. So if you want to see how the boxes are assembled, there's a little picture on the sides of these boxes that show you how the boxes are actually assembled. You can see right there, really simple. But besides that, they just have a cardboard skeleton on the inside that keeps everything shaped together, and then there's the bag that the figure will actually come in. So here you can see Ichimatsu, Jyushimatsu, and Todomatsu, and I have that printed background I told you about last video as well up to show them off. Looking at the individual brothers, we'll get these two off to the side real quick and look at Ichimatsu. First of all, this is the regular version of Ichimatsu. He's holding a gift bag here. He looks amazing, you know. Again, that classic bumpy hair that they put on every single Ichimatsu figure. It looks great. Expression is perfect. Build of the figure is perfect. Besides Todomatsu, which we looked at in the last video, this is the best, like, just individual sitting figure. Besides Jyushimatsu, but we'll look at him next, obviously, because he just looks like you could just have him by himself and he works. His balance is pretty good. It's just you have to obviously tip fairly easy because he doesn't have a super flat bottom, anything like that. But yeah, he's pretty cool looking. I just have my ruler right here anyway, so we can see that it's about 2.5 with his little points. It's 2 3/4 about, but that's from all angles. He's not gonna get no weird things going on with this figure like the last time. You can see his box. Yaba Yaba, fourth son, Ichimatsu, the gift collection. You know, it's gonna be the same on 2 of the sides, and then all the copyright material. It has that little construction on the inside to place the figures, like we showed off in the last video. Next we have Jyushimatsu, of course my favorite Matsuno brother. The gift is actually separate on this one, which is really cool. It's just a little present that you can use in other dioramas or displays if you wanted to. Honestly, Jyushimatsu, like I said, the alternate color scheme, but he looks amazing, and the actual model work on this guy, he looks really great. It is one of the best Jyushimatsus in terms of actual translation from the show. I prefer him over the birthday Matsu Jyushimatsu, and we'll look at them soon. But he's just got too much going on. He's crazy. That is a crazy toy. He's more stylized for sure. But this is just perfectly Jyushimatsu from the actual series, you know? Even his tuxedo sleeves are too long for him. But yeah, this is another one where I can't even, I've been looking, but I can't find, because I love collecting Jyushimatsu figures, I can't find the regular paint version. He doesn't sit the best either, like he's displayed on the box. You have to kind of just finagle him, but he sits good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. That looks pretty good right there. Jyushimatsu does sit really great, actually, and he stands, or sits, I should say, at about 2 3/4 inches, closer to 3 almost. Again with that hair, and he has pretty good balance. Better than, not really much better than Ichimatsu, but again, you know, this is a perfect version. These guys are the best versions of the brothers that Bon Presto have probably put out, honestly, in my opinion. And then the most evil Matsuno brother of all, it's Todomatsu. This is such an excellent figure. I really love this. He's looking like Michael Jackson in this tuxedo with the fedora and everything. Yeah, he really does look great. I love this figure. He's a little bit dusty, honestly. I need to probably dust him, but he's not bad, but you know what I mean. I notice it on his legs, kind of. But yeah, holding that little heart, probably a box of chocolates or something like that. But that looks really great. His alternate paint, I could pick up right now for like $5 or $6, and he looks really great too. But I do think I prefer the black version for Todomatsu. And again, he's kind of an awkward sitting figure. You could get him perched on like your windowsill or something and he'll look really good, but I don't generally do that with any of my figures because I always worry about them getting sun damaged. Todomatsu sitting down. Again, like I said, kind of awkward. Just a little bit. Because if he was really sitting like he should be, both of his feet are kind of in the air like that. But the natural rest, I suppose, it's about 3 with the hat. At this weird angle, it's a little bit lower when he's sitting where he should be. But again, you know, this is just a really cute Todomatsu figure in general. And I do love Todomatsu a lot. Like I said, 4 through 6, superior brothers. That's not even an opinion, that's just fact, honestly. But yeah, it's a cute Todomatsu figure. It's a really good Jyushimatsu figure, and it's an amazing Ichimatsu figure. Ichimatsu is one that generally gets a lot of love from the fans. Him and Karamatsu are fan favorites, but I mean, I just can't deny that my love is Jyushimatsu. He's the best Matsuno brother. He's best brother. Yep. No doubt. He's pure of heart. He definitely is an asshole in certain moments to his other brothers, but it's not like they aren't the same way to him.
ねえみんなされた切れてるよストーブの灯油見た口に
Karamatsu gets shit on the most, but that's mostly because of the way that he acts, not because of the way he treats his brothers. They can't stand his personality more than anything. But these guys are fucking great. I love them. I would recommend these guys over the first 3. If you can only pick up 3 of them, realistically get all of them if you can. I'm gonna go grab the other 3 real quick so that we can have all 6 of them lined up so you can see them in one video. I'll be right back. So now we have all 6 of the Matsuno brothers lined up in their boxes, looking really great. By pure happenstance, it just turned out this way that Karamatsu and Jyushimatsu are in their alternate colors. It creates a really great look for the brothers, actually. A nice stagger effect with the white outfits being on 2 and 5. This is why we need the 6th brother. This is why all the Todi shouldn't exist talk is nonsense. Complete nonsense. They look great together. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. I was waiting for Karamatsu because, like I said, I just couldn't find him. When he was listed, he was individually, just by himself, he was $28, and I was like, ugh, I don't want to pay just $28 for one, or $28 for just one figure, I should say. I ended up finding him and the alternate paint, Osomatsu, like I said in the last video, for, oh god, now I have to think, like about $20 or $25, maybe even cheaper. And it was just, I was just like, yeah, that's perfect, because I was gonna pick up just him by himself for about, I think, $7 from a different website, from Mandarake, but I ended up finding him from someone else who I've been in contact with. And so, like I said, I've been very fortunate to meet a lot of great people online. That's the power of the internet for you, you know. These guys look amazing, like I said, next to each other. There's not really much to say at this point about these guys. I made a 14-minute long video just on these 3. This video is really just supplementary to that because we're just looking at these guys, scaling them up like we always do. I can go grab a couple more figures just to do some comparisons to show you what they'll look like next to any of your other Osomatsu figures, but for the most part, I mean, these guys are beautiful. If you can only get one set of the 6 Matsuno brothers, this might be the set, because the level of detail, the scale, it's all perfect in my opinion. No articulation, but again, with the actual detail, it's kind of a given, especially Bon Presto. Bon Presto isn't making any any articulated figures that look great, you know. I don't even know. You guys will have to comment if you can think of any Bon Presto figures with articulation. Off the top of my head, you know, Bon Presto brand, I mean, and maybe that's the whole thing about the brand. I'm not 100% versed in it. I've just, my whole life, from my personal experience, loved Bon Presto from what we've gotten here in the West, imported from Japan, obviously. So I don't know if they're just vinyl figures or what, because they make soft vinyl, and that's totally separate from, and they let you know, obviously. I want more soft vinyl Osomatsu figures, like my food toy one. I'll go grab them here in a minute to show you a comparison. But yeah, like I said, compared to the birthday Matsuno brothers, these ones are superior in the sense that they can all sit in their displays. Like Karamatsu has kind of given us trouble last time, but ever since then, he's been sitting perfectly. You know, you're gonna have a way bigger problem with the birthday Matsuno brothers than these guys in terms of keeping them displayed how you want, because Ichimatsu and Todomatsu in that set, Todomatsu, it's egregious. It's one of the worst figures ever for Osomatsu because of his inability to just sit in a chair. Ichimatsu isn't as bad, and definitely his design makes up for it in a lot of ways. Ichimatsu's does with those figures, but we'll go grab a couple of figure comparisons and then get out of here for the day because I don't want to bore you anymore. So, what we have here now is the Bandai. These are candy toys. They're just like the old Mario ones from when we were kids. We had these in the United States, soft vinyl finger puppets. I bought 5 or 6 of the Demon Slayer ones for my girlfriend, and the finger holes for them, you can't put your fingers in. Maybe if you're a kindergartner, you could fit your finger in the Demon Slayer ones, but those ones look really amazing too. These Bandai ones are, you know, like I said, I love these guys. Just how classic looking, you know what I mean? This is something that anyone from around the world probably had a couple of these as a kid if you grew up in the 90s or 2000s, because every series ever you can think of, Bandai made, if they had the license to, they made finger puppets of them. They're amazing. I love these so much. These are classic toys. Here we have the birthday Matsuno Todomatsu, which is one of the best birthday Matsuno figures. I mean, look at this, the detail and just the costume for him. It's so much fun. Todomatsu is one of the brothers that I struggle enjoying, but his action figures continuously just make me appreciate the character. Like, you know, it's like, hey, we got the green Matsuno, you know. I mean, I can't say much for his character, but aesthetically, you know, he always looks amazing. He's usually a 10 out of 10, so hard to complain there. And he sits perfect. Look at that. He just slides right into his seat, you know. So yeah, that's what I mean too. We're not gonna really focus too much on him just because we're gonna be looking at those figures here soon enough, but just a couple of different comparisons, like I said, to see, you know, how these characters translate so well between all the different mediums. Even though these are Bon Presto, Bandai is Bon Presto, you know, the different molds and different designs and styles for the characters, I just love so much. It's really interesting that you can see Todomatsu, if it wants to, he has kind of grayish black eyes, kind of brown, but then Jyushimatsu's eyes are just full on, they're brown. Really interesting. That's what I'm talking about, like stylistically. There's just some things that they change up, because most in the cartoon they just all have black eyes, you know. And in this is another weird thing, right? You look at Osomatsu. I wanted to point this out in the last video. I only noticed it editing, actually. He's winking, and his eye is white, which is pretty classic. You know, Sonic does that in Sonic the Hedgehog because his eyes are like one eye. But then Karamatsu, you look at him, and his wing has an actual eyelid to it, and it's all like, what? This is the same toy line, and they don't follow the same rules because, like I've talked about a million times with my friends, translating 2D characters into 3D has a lot of its own issues. You have to translate that style, and then like translate lines into a 3D space. With Ed, Edd n Eddy, it just does not work. You saw it with the Misadventures. It is ugly. It is terrible. With these guys, it does work. And you only see it with like Todomatsu's mouth. It keeps that triangle shape, but it's not disgusting. You know what I mean? Like Jyushimatsu's lip, the curvature of the mouth makes sense for how the head is shaped. And if you look at the Ed, Edd n Eddy characters, they're disgusting because you can follow the shape of the mouth on the actual head, and it makes sense in a 3D space how the character's mouth opens. You see what I mean? You know what I mean? It doesn't seem egregious because that's how people are in real life. We just don't have a bump like this, but when our mouths open, it has to follow certain rules. Family Guy or Ed, Edd n Eddy or any of these 2D shows, you know, that they turn them 3D for video games or any jokes, like Simpsons, you know, old Hit and Run, and I love those games, Road Rage and Hit and Run. The 3D models look not so great. I'm being real kind when I say that because they are classic games, but the models are kind of really rough, you know, because those characters weren't meant to be in 3D. These guys work because they simplify the design by keeping features like the eyes 2D. And the mouth, when it's shut, it's 2D. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't have to inhabit a real three-dimensional space, and that's when it usually looks the best, in my opinion at least. I think most people would agree with me in that regard. But like I said, this was just gonna always be a shorter form video. I didn't want it to be super long or anything like that. Just wanted to show off the Matsuno brothers in their gift collection, all 6 of them. So we had to bust this video out. It's the holiday season, everyone, I know. It's getting crazy out there right now. I just got done celebrating One Family Christmas, and it was one that we do every 2 years, where there's over 70 people that show up, you know, big family. And that's just my stepdad's family. You know, we've done that. I've gone to that for over 8 years at this point. My girlfriend went with us for the first time this year. And it was a really good time, but we have another Christmas to celebrate 2 days after Christmas and on top of regular Christmas, so it's just been really fun. You know, where we went for that family Christmas, they had a Books A Million, and so I've been watching through part 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's one of my friend Noel's favorite anime of all time. And when I was in Books A Million, they had one copy of the 3rd volume of part 1. I wanted to get all of part 1, but I just picked up this. It's part 1 of, I should say volume 1 of part 2, Battle Tendency, because once I finish watching part 1, I only have 2 episodes left. I'm watching through it with my girlfriend at the same time, so that's why I haven't been just binging it, because I'm in love with this series already. The first part is so great. I saw this and I was just like, wow, you know, you look at that art, and it is amazing. I've gotten back into drawing this year, and this is just a treasure trove of great stuff that it'll give me a lot of inspiration. And yeah, I really have fallen in love with Araki's art style and just how insane he goes with some stuff. So no, I'm excited to get started reading this. I'll probably read it concurrent to watching the anime. Maybe I'll start reading it before I start watching it. I might get ahead. That way I can know the story before I go into the anime watching it with my girlfriend. But I don't know. I just really, I'm loving this right now. But really, that's enough about me and my time during the holiday season. This is just such a special time always for me. I love Christmas. It's never really been about the gifts for me. It's just about spending time with people you love and, you know, what you do with that time. One of my favorite specials to watch every Christmas, in all actuality, is Ed, Edd n Eddy Jingle Jingle Jangle. It's such a classic, and at this point, the special is over 20 years old. It makes me feel old, you know, because I have a kid on the way. This is going to be my last Christmas that I'm not a father, and it's just, you know, so crazy to think about how far I've come, how far we've all come since that time when that special aired as a kid, you know, when I was a kid. And yeah, nope. I'm looking forward to the future. I'm really excited, and I'm excited to keep making videos, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. So I hope you guys have a great day. You have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is Colton signing out.